is my 2023 Mazda Miata RF, and I'm currently driving it in the winter in southern Ontario. But it's okay. And you should drive your Roadsters in the winter as well. And no, I'm not clinically insane. That's what I miss. And this is why you should be enjoying your vehicle as well. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I'm not completely opposed to driving a vehicle in the winter. As a matter of fact, I was the biggest advocate for storing your vehicle away and not driving your vehicle at all. Because you know why? I live in the Salt Belt. And if any of you watching this are familiar with the Salt Belt, you know that that's what kills cars. Because it's certainly not snow, and it's definitely not the rain. It is the absolute death of just about any modern vehicle, and has been for tens, if not thousands of years. All right, maybe not thousands, but you know what I'm saying. So why am I driving my vehicle in the winter? Well, you know, it's occurred to me that why not? Why? What am I preserving it for? At the end of the day, I'm making near $1,000 a month payments on this between the car payment and insurance, and I'm not driving it. For what purpose? Because I'm trying to prevent it from getting corroded. I'm trying to prevent it from rusting out. Okay, it's a Miata RF. It's got aluminum body panels. The trunk, the fender, the hood, the roof, all aluminum. The suspension, aluminum. The knuckles, aluminum. And it's a new car. They've made these things so much better. They don't corrode and rot out like the old shit boxes of yesteryear. They just don't. And we have technology. We have modern fixes for these problems. Solutions to fix these things. Rust-proofing. You know, I'm an advocate of Crown. And I've watched the Topher driving his S2000 and his other vehicles, and he gets crowned. And I remember my days in the dealerships of seeing the Golden Era Hondas come through rust-free, and they were daily driven. Why? Why are they rust-free? Well, that's because they were crowned annually. So, yeah, if I've got to spray this thing twice a year to prevent it from rusting, why the hell not? PPF. PPF is great for protecting the paint. Why do these people go through such great lengths to protect their car but not drive them? You know, I know some people, okay, maybe not everybody gets their vehicle rust-proofed like I did. Even when I had no intention of driving this in the winter, I got it rust-proofed. But I see people get their cars PPF'd and then they don't drive them. They sit in their garages. What are we preserving them for? That inevitable collection that we don't own? Come on. You know, we need to drive these cars. You know, I was a part of the S2000 community, still am. Love the S2000. Probably get another. But in the S2000 community, there's like a big joke. If anybody sees your car out before May 1st or after November 1st, part out immediately. That's the joke. That car's got to be parted out because it's worthless. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's a Honda S2000. It's not a, LaFerrari. Sorry. And let's be honest. Most of the S2000s, or the cars that we're driving, are modified. They're driven fairly rigorously when we can bring them out, and they probably have mileage on them. So if we're being honest with ourselves, only the real fine, pristine examples are worth something. The collector's cars. This is a driver. It's driven almost all the time. Even if it weren't driven in the winter, exclusively driven in the warmer weather, it's driven almost all the time, and track driven at that. So again, what am I doing? What am I trying to preserve it for? This mindset of preservation of the things that we own is kind of silly. If you're paying for it, enjoy it. Heck, even if you're not paying for it, enjoy it. Because that's why you got it to begin with. So, I plan on driving this every day. This is going to be the daily driven Miata. And I encourage you to daily drive your fun car too. And yes, part of this was initiated out of necessity, right? I was going to buy a beater. I bought this car with all the intentions of the world of buying another daily. But things in my life have changed, for the better, I may add. And I'm not going to be driving this vehicle as much. That's because I'm going to be spending part of the time I would be driving this vehicle in a different country. I was fortunate enough to end up fulfilling my dream of buying a property in Europe. And so when I would normally be driving this vehicle, which would be the summer, I'm going to be spending those months in Europe. So then I found myself with a vehicle that I'm hardly ever going to drive and I'm making payments on. It didn't sit well with me, you know? So naturally, I thought to myself, well, why own it? I mean, in all fairness, when I got this car, I never intended to buy that property. So why own the vehicle that I'm never going to drive or only drive maybe 4 months out of the year? Well, because I bought this car to have fun with. That's why I bought this car. I didn't buy it to preserve, to maybe hold some value down the road. Not at all. Because if I'm being honest, I plan on putting the miles on this car. And I am going to drive it to the track and track it. And it's going to get all sorts of rock chips and all sorts of stuff. And I plan on taking it to the shops and buying groceries. And it's probably going to get a door ding here and there. And I paid a lot of money for this car. So I'm going to enjoy it. You know, I'm glad I made the decision to keep this car and to drive it daily because I really enjoy driving this car. And if you have a car that you really enjoy driving, well, I encourage you to just take the necessary steps to protect it and enjoy driving it. Because if there's anything that I've learned is that we need to enjoy the things in life. We need to enjoy all that life has to offer. Because maybe one day we won't have it anymore. Or worse yet, we won't be here to enjoy them. So with that in mind, enjoy your Roadster. Enjoy your car. Enjoy your toy. Enjoy whatever it is that you are reluctant to enjoy because you're worried about whatever future value there may be.